DCM Works failing to meet expectations since 2013. Hey guys, welcome back to a very special episode of the Outsiders Podcast, official podcast of Digital and Creative Media Works. My name is David, DCM Creative Director, Lead Writer, and I'm joined via internet call by my co-host Ben.
I don't think special is a very good way to call this episode. It's just a shitty episode.
It's just gonna look. This was the only way we could get you an episode this week. Brisbane's flooded the fuck out.
Yeah, so it's impossible to get across the city. We've been told by police to stay inside.
We actually I couldn't have got to you physically because the roads are flooded. Like, there's no physical way to be in the same room.
We're under quite a lot of water at the moment, so...
Unless you went, like, all the way out, like, and you swung all the way, like, east toward, like, Murray, and you went up the bridge. But that's, like, a 5-hour drive.
Just shows the dedication, so give us that 5-star like for the dedication.
Jump on that iTunes, drop us a 5-star and complain about the audio quality of this episode. It's surely going to be worse. I don't know. I mean, it shouldn't be too bad. I'll still use my program and everything. It might just be that...
It'll sound horrible, I'm sure.
It's probably going to sound awful. Because the cool thing about...
Completely different microphones.
I was going to say, they're completely different microphones, and I have a preamp, so the signal's going to be totally different. It's not important. Anyway, this week we are talking... Sorry. Oh, dear. This week we are talking about the failings of the Assassin's Creed movie.
With it, any impulse towards independence or rebellion will be crushed. We've traced the protectors of the artifact. All the bloodlines have died out, bar one. His name is Callum Lynch.
I'm Dr. Sophia Rykin. I'm here to help you. And you're here to help me.
Who are you people?
We know everything about you, Cal.
Extra shitty movie for an extra shitty episode. What a great combination.
I wanted to try and be... How... Is the rain pretty loud on your end? It's pretty loud here.
I mean, it will be, but
yeah.
It's some ambiance. It'll be fine.
Phonic program. Otherwise, you just get some nice, like, ambiance. You know what? It's good it's raining, because this film made me fucking sad. That's the truth of it.
This film was it was truly an experience. I went with Laura, because we were like, let's just go see it. We knew it was gonna suck. I think the moment the Ubisoft logo came up on, like, the big cinema, I realized I was in for a real treat. Because it's the kind of thing where you get that with Ubisoft games where you're playing, you boot up the game for the first time and the Ubisoft logo comes up and you're like, oh yeah, it's a Ubisoft game. It was like that, except in a cinema.
Every game you play now is a fucking Ubisoft game because they keep putting out games. And I'm like, that's right.
Sitting in the cinema and seeing the Ubisoft logo, I had a chuckle. I was like, man, this is going to be a pile of shit. And
I feel like I do that with... What did I do that with? Oh, I saw Kong recently. And like the film starts and the logo for the film, like there's like a brief prologue and then it cuts to the what do you call it? Like the title screen, like the title card of the film, like, and it's like Kong Skull Island.
And you're like, oh, man.
And I just audibly sighed, and the girl I was with was like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I just haven't remembered what we're seeing."
It was a similar thing. We're seeing this film.
My experience with the film was, and I'll freely admit this, I usually pay for stuff.
Right.
Everyone at home knows
you
this.
Freely
I'm the
admit
kind of
that
person that I'm like, even if it's shitty, I'll rent shit on iTunes, because that's like the cheapest way to get stuff. It gets money to the creators. Even if I don't enjoy it, I still want them to get paid. I can afford to do that. I did not pay for this film. I absolutely stole it.
Not only did I pay for this film,
but the people that made this fucking film.
Not only did I pay for this film, but I paid for popcorn as well.
Fucking danko.
I guess I made up for the lack of money that you gave to it. Yeah.
Your popcorn. Hang on, here we go. This is a classic AFA sound. Opening the beer. It's just like you're really here, Ben.
Oh wow.
Oh, gee whiz, Ben. No, look, here's what I will say. Before we get into the meats, I feel like we're stalling so that we don't have to be so angry so quickly.
I really don't want to talk about this film, because this film came out like a month ago. We've been like putting this episode off for so long.
For so long. This might be the longest put-off episode of the show we've ever done.
It is.
I'll say this before we get into it. I want to explain the context for my experience of actually seeing the film.
Sure.
Because I feel like that's important before I get into it. So, I obtained a copy and
Obtained.
I was. And we were going to record last week, but some stuff came up, and
Yeah.
our lives are a complete mess right now, so we didn't end up recording last week. And I had 2 episodes of Iron Fist left the day before recording, and this film to watch. And I was like, it's fine. I have a whole evening. I had literally nothing on that evening. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'll sit down, I'll watch half of Assassin's Creed, I'll watch 1 episode of Iron
Half of
Fist, I'll watch
Assassin's Creed.
the other half of I'll watch the other half of Assassin's Creed, then I'll watch the final
So
Iron
you
Fist
watched
episode.
the bad half of Assassin's Creed, and then the other bad half of Assassin's Creed is what you're saying.
You want to know what
It
really
just-
happened?
What?
You want to know what really happened? Okay, so I sit down. I was not drinking beer. I was drinking scotch. So I sit down. I've got my bottle of scotch, and I've got my glass, and I sit down and I hit play, and the film starts rolling, and I didn't side the Ubisoft logo because I knew what was coming.
Right.
And there's the opening shot happens, and about 30 seconds in, I was like, I am so fucking bored. Like, I've never had that before. I was like, I don't
I don't
care.
even remember what the film. It was like where he's the kid, right? And he's like running along the things.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was like, and you know what? I was sitting there. I'm like, I know what's gonna happen. He's gonna come home. Someone's gonna be killed by an assassin. He's gonna think it was bad, but it was really for a good reason. Gonna flash forward, and then he's gonna be in the thing with the Templars because we know that's how the film starts. And then he's
Yeah.
gonna go into the Animus. He's gonna learn some stuff about himself. He's gonna have some conflict, make some Templar friends, realize they're using him, make some assassin friends, then something big's gonna happen. He's gonna use the bleeding effect to escape from Abstergo, but then it's not really going to be a proper escape, and he's going to really kind of be on the wrong side of things, but also be on the right side of things because it's the assassins, and then we're going to get to a climax that isn't going to matter. There's going to be some cool fight sequences in the past and some dumb storylines that
fight
don't matter,
sequences? No,
and
they
then he's
were
eventually
atrocious.
going to escape by some bullshit ass clownery, but then he's not really going to escape because they were like, what if there's a sequel? And then that's the film. And I got to be honest with you, Ben, I called that within like the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, no, that's
Pretty much
spot
fits
on.
the film.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would disagree with the good fight scenes. All of it was trash.
Well, I'd assumed that they were going to be good. They turned out not to be.
Yeah, no.
Hey, they were better than Iron Fist.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's keep it to the topic at hand.
I'm allowed to reference other material. Fuck you.
I think Assassin's Creed, the biggest annoyance I had was just they rehashed like the second game, but like they didn't do a good job of it. It's the kind of thing where like they could have just retold any of the stories, but they were like, nah, we're gonna make it like the second one, but also like the first one, but it's gonna be original.
Even if they'd just done a Desmond Miles story, that would have been fine.
Yeah,
I would
like,
have gone and enjoyed that.
it's
Probably.
like I don't like Michael Fassbender, so like first of all, get him off my screen.
Well, what? Hang on.
I'm not a big I'm not a big fan
Really?
of the Fassbender. No.
Have you seen Shame?
What?
Have you seen Shame? Shame.
No.
Shame? It's a
no.
film.
No.
It's on Netflix. Watch it.
Sure.
Honestly, it's like the best. It's like the best thing he's ever done.
good as
And I'll-
Magneto.
You know what?
I like him as Magneto.
Let me drop some spice for you to entice you to watch Shame. You see his dick in the first 30 seconds.
I've heard that there is some Michael Fassbender penis somewhere.
But that
so I
film-
assume
that
that's
film
the
is-
film.
That film is honestly amazing.
I will watch the
It's like his
film
best work.
to
Yeah,
get some
he's
Michael
also great
Fassbender
as
penis,
Magneto when the film is good.
So none of
So
the films
X-Men
he's
First
in,
Class.
right? Yeah, except for that one, I guess.
That's it.
But
You know, look, did you really not like him in this?
no, I didn't like the film. I think he was. I think the moment that I realized that I was like, man, no one cares about this film, was there's a segment where he's like, he's practicing like his kung fu or whatever. He's practicing his fighting just in his cell. And like, this is just an atrocious part of the film. And like, he's just on his own, just practicing his stuff. And he starts like hallucinating that he's like fighting someone. Like, I think he starts hallucinating that he's fighting like his bloody ancestor person. And then he's still just fighting, and like, it's just the same thing. But then, like, as a response of him, like, fighting the fake dude, like, all these guards just, like, burst into his cell.
Yeah,
And he starts
for all they know,
No.
he's-
It gets better. He starts fighting them. And that's like,
What?
okay, maybe he's still, like, locked into it. But then when they finally subdue him and capture him, he starts, like, singing and going, like, oh, I'm so crazy.
Oh, that's right.
And it's like-
I forgot that he pretends to be insane. That's like
Yeah.
his move.
But-
because but also here's the problem. His that's right. I forgot that's how it started. So his move His move to escape this facility is to pretend to be an insane person.
But like, it just
But
comes
he's
off as him being an
actually
insane person.
an insane guy because he's fighting someone that isn't there.
The problem, it's like, I thought when I was watching it, I didn't realize he was pretending. I was like, oh, his character is just gone insane, but they just wrote it horribly, and he's like hamming it right up.
Can you name a single character from this film?
I don't even know what the main character's name is. No. Bloody fucking what?
Huh?
What's his name?
You say Altair.
Apparently his name's Cal?
Cal.
Callum? Apparently his name's Callum.
Yeah, it's Callum Lynch. That's right, it's Callum Lynch.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though.
I've been fed
I like that
information
we've now got Laura to fact check us, which is good.
she is sitting next to me.
She's just sitting next to fucking Wikipedia. Of course, you've only got one fucking mic. Oh, I should have got the Yeti on your side of things. Anyway, so here's my jam, and here's my concern with how the film starts. Right, his plan is I'll just pretend I'm a crazy bloke.
I'm a crazy
he's
boy.
actually a crazy, but he is crazy.
It's like
it
the worst
doesn't-
kind of
that's-
crazy. He's crazy, and he thinks he thinks he's crazy, and it's like,
That's
yeah,
a good.
you are.
It's a good ploy. Like it's a good mechanic, right? If it's like it's kind of like in what's the film you hate with that's a Stephen King one with Morgan Freeman, where it's the prison.
What's
that called?
Shawshank
The film
Redemption.
that you hate with the. Yeah, don't you hate
No,
that?
I hate that. I love that film. I don't know. I love that film. I love Shawshank.
I might be thinking of James. I don't know. I get
I
you
love
too
that
confused.
film.
You're both tall and beardy. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, no. So in that film, Andy pretends to be like subdued and like he's just like resigned to the prison life, but secretly
Right.
he's digging that tunnel to escape all
yeah.
that shit. That's kind
smart,
of I feel
'cause
like
it's
what they were
across
doing.
like six
So-
scenes.
Yeah. So
not
I
just-
assume that he was not just like 4 days or whatever. I
Yeah.
assume that Michael Fassbender's character was like planting the seeds of him pretending to be insane with the intention of later on then, they start to treat him like, oh, he's just gone crazy with the bleeding effect. Ugh, unfortunate. And then he can just bust out some like sweet assassin moves and escape or whatever.
Right.
But instead,
He's just crazy.
I don't know. He's just crazy, and then for some reason, Marion Cotillard's character, whose name I don't remember, gets like real weirdly overprotective of him
Yeah,
because
it's
her
just-
father doesn't trust her or something.
It's just
And that's like
dumb.
a B plot for some reason. And then Jeremy Irons is in this for some reason. Like it's just.
Can we talk
I feel like
about
we
how
summarized-
how complete garbage the Animus is and how it makes no sense? So like, I get what they were trying.
You start. You start. You
they
go,
were-
and then I'll.
They were
I'll
trying to
sit
make this
quietly.
whole like visual thing with like the Animus, where they're like, oh, it like moves with him, and like because they wanted to like do that cool CG thing where it's like half real world, half Animus world. So of course you can't just have the dude lying down on the table. Sure, fine. The problem with that is that they showed shots of like him like climbing up a building, and the Animus is like moving him up like in the real world space, but it's like he keeps climbing up. Like, where does the Animus go? Does it just keep going up? Like,
It should
does
hold his.
It
Here's
should
what
hold
it should
him
do. It should have a
stable.
small range of movement. It should hold him stable while he's climbing.
While
in-
he's
in
just kinda,
nothing.
like,
That would
moving
look
his
fucking
limbs.
dumb.
That would
look so stupid. Like that's the thing. They didn't think it through. So here's what's good. Here's why lying down in the Animus makes sense, right?
because it's just your brain.
You lie down. It's you boop into the machine and you're there.
Your brain does the thing.
You know why that's good? Because then you're in the Animus, you're having a good time. You're a fucking pirate, or
Yeah.
you're an Italian sexual predator, or you're an indigenous man.
Sure.
And that's a good time. Yeah, well, or you're a Londoner. There you
it's
go.
just like
Summarized
having
the entire
it's
Assassin's
just like
Creed
having
series.
a quick sleep.
Sorry.
But also,
Or you're a terrorist type person. There you go. That's all the Assassin's Creed.
sure.
Yeah. So
It's like having a nap.
yeah, exactly. And you go in and you do your thing, and then the cool thing, the reason that's interesting from a conceptual perspective is that eventually it's like, which world is more real to you? Is it the Animus or is it the real world? And that's one of the issues that they deal with in some of the earlier games of Desmond, where like, particularly in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, maybe it's 2, I can't remember. But there's one of the games where like that's a really big focus. Is like he becomes so obsessed with Ezio and the Animus that they start to worry that he's getting like too caught up in the process and being in the Animus and being in the past that he's losing sight of the real world. And that's like an interesting way to do a film.
No, that's fair.
And that would have been like if they'd picked that premise and they'd made an Assassin's Creed film outside of Desmond and all those people, and you just had like a group of assassins who have been tasked to reclaim an artifact, because that's what every game is for some
Basically
fucking
just
reason.
like Surrogate at that stage. Like that film where it's like people are like
no one
inside
saw
the-
that film, but it's fucking good.
a good film,
It's
yeah.
fucking good. That's like Bruce Willis and a real obese lady, a real sexy people in a machine. Bruce Willis gets hair. It's good.
Yeah.
that's a great film. But no, it's exactly that, and that would be an interesting premise because then what you've got is, and then you layer that in with this idea of because the interesting conflict there is that. Yes, you want to spend more time in the Animus because you like being in the Animus, but you're also trying to help the greater good to help.
I never found
humanity.
in this film, I never found that he like ever cared about like there was such a disconnect between like the real world and the Animus in this film. Like there was really no connection between the characters he had. Like he never cared that like the chick he was with like died in the Animus. He just pops out. He's like, yeah, it was fine.
He just seemed like a psychopath.
Like a complete
just had no empathy.
sociopath. Yeah.
Which you would if you saw your dad kill your mum, but at the same time, it's like
come on.
just don't make that the story.
Yeah, don't make it about them. Yeah.
Like, because the reason that Michael Fassbender is a great actor, and well, you don't like him, but
No.
the reason that he's good in stuff is because he's really easy to empathize with because he's really good at like displaying and showing you complex emotions that you can associate with.
he's a good villain.
So when he's a good like weird villain that
anti-hero
that you're
thing.
he's like I don't know even it's not even anti-hero. He's like a kind of he's like a fallen angel type character.
He'd be a
with
good
sort of
Moriarty.
yeah. Fuck, he'd be a good. Fuck, he'd be a good Moriarty. Oh, fuck, he'd be a good Moriarty. How dare you, Benjamin? How dare you say that to me? Fuck, he'd be
The
so
American
good.
Sherlock. Him as Moriarty.
Fuck, man.
Imagine-
and then
oh wait, no, the
you could
American.
also-
I was gonna say, oh yeah, the American Sherlock with him as Moriarty,
no,
and
that's
like,
Natalie Dormer.
and I was gonna say like, and Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock. And then I went, oh wait, no, that did happen, and it wasn't very good.
So that was a bad film.
Oh, and Jude
that's
Law
such a
as
good idea.
Watson. That'd be good. To be fair, I love
That was
Jude
an
Law.
odd choice. I gotta be
I
honest.
do
He
like
had a great
Jude Law,
moustache, though.
Yeah,
He had a great moustache. No, look, I think what you're saying is right. Like
Jude
it's-
Law would have been better in this film. He's a more Desmond
As-
character as our
Well,
main dude.
I think anyone. The problem is if you're gonna put
Anyone could
Fassbender in
have fit
something.
such a shitty role.
Yeah, well, not even that. But like the reason that Fassbender works is subtlety, right? Like he's good at leveraging the small moments to make stuff.
Yeah, and this film was not
that
subtle.
isn't over the top, right? Like the reason that Magneto works, and the reason that Magneto is interesting as a character is that there is subtlety to him that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like he's this dude who walks around every day with this like constant rage inside him that he's trying to contain, which I associate with. And then you've got this character of Cal, who doesn't necessarily. Most people in life, and I'm making a generalization. Most people haven't seen their father kill their mother.
Right.
I'm just taking a stab
I
in the
don't
dark.
think
So then when you want to have Michael Fassbender, who is this multifaceted actor who's very good at displaying emotion, convey this this narrative of this character who's been through this,
It's like
you
the,
can't identify with it.
It's like the
because
what
he's
it
just a
feels
crazy
like
guy.
to chew 5-gum ads. It's like what it feels like to watch your dad murder your parents. It's like join the Templars and jump into an Animus.
Yeah.
It's just like it's just dumb advertising.
And it's just boring because A, you don't care about that character because you can't associate with them, but B, even if you're not supposed to associate with them, like then he's not interesting.
Yeah, then why is he the main character? Yeah.
He sings a bit, maybe he's crazy, then he's Spanish, then he kills some guys, then he's maybe crazy, then he's not crazy, then he's probably crazy, then he's escaping. Like there's no
And
arc.
he teams up with
And
some
that's-
characters that we never met. And he runs off and does a thing, and then the film ends on a very boring note. And
How does it end? I've already forgotten.
it ends with them like
What's the ending?
standing on a fucking like roof and just looking over the horizon. The actual ending is like I think he kills the leader of the Templars or something, or he does something. I don't remember.
Does he
there's
kill
just like there's a meeting of
Marion-
the Templars. He
Does
doesn't
he
kill the
Marion
girl.
Cotillard's
I
father?
think-
He took in the
yeah.
real world or in the Animus?
Real world. She kills his father, I think.
Well, she kills.
No,
so
he kills her father. Yeah.
Right.
And then
Because she's not really a bad guy. Well, she is a bad guy, but she's not really a bad
she's
guy.
a Templar, but she's like the chick from Assassin's Creed 2. Templar, but like not at the same time.
But you still want to bone down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's the
Yeah.
classic Assassin's
The
Creed trope.
classic.
She's still a Templar, but you want to bone
You
down.
wanna bone
yeah,
down,
that's.
It's a good way
Wait,
to
who
put
was
it.
a Templar in Assassin's Creed 2? Was that the chick that you want to bone?
The chick who's in like the first game as well, who helps you escape.
That like Lucy?
Yeah, she's a Templar, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then doesn't the Apple of Eden make Desmond kill her or something?
I haven't played that far.
In that how Assassin's Creed 2 ends?
No, you don't
know.
kill her at the end of AC2, I don't think. You kill the
it's
Pope.
Revelation. So it's Brotherhood you kill. It's Brotherhood where you give her a good old stabbing.
Oh, cool. Spoilers, but
And then
sure.
Assassin's... Fuck, I don't... These games have been out for fucking years, you lazy slut. And then Assassin's Creed Revelations, Desmond is in a coma the whole time.
Yeah.
And then you're in the Animus the whole game, except when you're not, and you're on this weird island with this very aggressive other character.
Yeah.
It's a strange game.
Speaking of the games, I think that the funniest thing with this film was that before it came out, Ubisoft was like, everyone was asking the questions like, are there going to be references to the games in this movie? And Ubisoft was like, it's a different timeline from the games, but there are some like Easter eggs. So some people were like, oh, watch out for those. The one Easter egg is like the character on the box art of fucking Assassin's Creed Unity, like the one everyone hates. Like, it's a good game, don't get me wrong, but like, it's Unity, the one everyone hates.
Yeah,
there's like a 1 second bit where he's on screen and you're like, oh, that's the guy from Unity, the one I hate.
I mean, real talk, that game is the best.
Oh no,
Assassin's
Unity
Creed,
is very good, but like everyone hates
it.
Yeah.
At some point, can we do a video where we do Unity co-op and just...
Yeah.
Because I want
like
the death
Unity.
threats. That's all. I just want the death threats.
fun
I just
game.
feel like that's lacking in my life at this point.
I mean, it has the
no, it's
worst
a great
DLC
game.
ever, but it's a good game. The DLC's complete.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
garbage.
I don't
little
have
shit.
anything to say about that. I've got no defense
All
or
right,
jokes.
let's
It's
continue.
just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, I think I wanted to try and be constructive about this film, but it's really hard because
This is the
What they
faults
did is
of
they-
Assassin's Creed.
yeah. Like, they took a bunch of really good puzzle pieces. Like, they got Michael Fassbender and Marion Cotillard, and they were like, how do we not use them? Like, why? Like, I just, and you got Jeremy Irons, who's like the discount, who's the, Alfred in the Dark Knight trilogy?
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Alfred.
Tangerine.
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 Yeah.
We burn down the forest.
I know what you're referring to.
Fuck, I can't think of his name right this second. I bet if I Google Tangerine Dark Knight, it'll tell me. Hang on. Bear with. Dark
Quick
Knight.
Google.
Tangerine. Tangerine.
Please stop.
Michael Caine.
Sure.
Michael
yeah.
Caine.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. So Jeremy Irons is like the discount. He's like discount brevity, right?
Yeah,
So he was in
yeah.
it for some reason. And then like the billing is pretty. Actually, it's not
No,
true.
the
The
billing's
billing
fucking
ends after
stupid.
Jeremy Irons. The next top billing is Brendan Gleeson, whoever the fuck that is.
Who?
So
Jeremy
Brendan,
who?
yeah.
Brendan?
Huh? Jeremy
What?
Irons.
No, Brendan
Jeremy
who?
Irons. Brendan Gleeson?
Brendan Gleeson.
He was in Edge of Tomorrow and Troy and Gangs of... Okay, he's
Wow,
actually
all those
quite
films
good.
I've
He's
never
playing-
seen.
They're all quite good. He's actually
Laura pointed out that he's moody. Oh yeah, he is moody.
He is moody!
I
Yeah!
thought you were referring to just like he's just a moody boy,
He's just
but
an
no, he
upset
is moody.
boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
Fuck.
I just can't
That's a
tell
good
because the
point.
jank eye. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah,
guess he's pretty
that's
cool. Then.
Okay. well,
Never mind. Take
Yeah,
that
and
back.
then he was in this
He's fine.
film for some reason.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, they got a bunch of really like critically acclaimed actors, and they were like, "How do we make them do a bad film?"
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing
And
about
then
this film.
Ubisoft is
It
like
prob-
knocking on the door. It's like, did someone say bad film?
but this, I mean, this is a Legendary Pictures film, I assume. From memory.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah,
The classic
If it's
in
Ubisoft,
like,
it has to
what's
be.
probably a bad
Oh.
film. Yeah.
Also, boy, this film has a 36 on Metacritic.
Oh joy. Oh
Jeez.
man, that's rough. It's like
So what
Rotten
they did-
Tomatoes, like
but
12.
But like, it's hard to fuck up a film with Michael Fassbender, Marion Cotillard, and Jeremy Irons and
No, it's-
Brendan.
it's really
Like,
not. You just make an
that would be
Assassin's Creed
really
movie.
hard.
That's
but
how you fuck it
don't
up.
need to. But that's the thing. You don't need to make an Assassin's Creed film. You just make a good film and you put it in the Assassin's Creed universe. You know what's a good fucking Assassin's Creed game? Unity, because it has a story. It's not a great story, but it's a fucking story. It's better than fucking Syndicate that's like, oh, I'm gonna fight all the Templars, brothers and sisters, bantering. It's hard. She's conflict because she wants to get the artifacts and he wants to kill people, and then it ends with them being fine because they're friends again for some fucking reason.
You're not
Whereas
a
this
fan of
film
Syndicate.
did like the. Could you tell?
I
this
couldn't
fucking
tell.
film this fucking film took all of the best elements of the franchise, right? It was like, we picked a good lead, like,
Sure.
Michael Fassbender, great lead character, good choice. You take that, you ruin it by having him be an insane person, but also not really.
An insane
and you take
boy.
that, and instead of the coolest parts of Assassin's Creed, which are, how do we take down the Templars from the outside? We're always on the run. It's like this fugitive kind of like Live by Night, like enemy of the state kind of situation. You take that, and instead of doing that, you put them in a Templar facility like the first game. That, by the way, doesn't hold up.
No.
It's not good now.
Not a good game.
You put them in that situation, but you make it worse by like making him be a crazy bloke pretending to be crazy to try and escape from a facility with other people that are assassins that also have the bleeding effect and that are maybe good at being assassins, and he's the best maybe assassin because he's got the best bleeding effect because he saw his parents die, so he's tied to the like, it's just
It's just shit.
I think I like popped a vein or something. I don't know,
I
man.
think
Like,
the
that's just-
escape sequence was the worst part of the film because it you're like watching it and you're like, oh wow, look at all these characters I've never actually met. When do I start caring? Like, when am I meant to be like, oh, this person is doing some cool moves, and oh, that person, and also, why don't they just use guns? Why do all the guards run in with like sticks and knives and not just like
'Cause
assault rifles? Like, I just found it so ridiculous that it's like
It's Assassin's Creed.
they're training all these like high,
Uh,
all these like insane killers, and like with all these crazy weapons everywhere, but like they're giving
Okay,
the guards
hang
the
on.
same things.
I'm not
Just
trying to defend the
sticks.
game, but the explanation not trying to defend the film. The explanation in the game is that if they had guns, every single time a guard walked past, an assassin would disarm them and use the gun and kill people.
So why are you training the assassins in the first place?
Sorry?
If the whole like
What?
they
What?
could
I don't-
disarm the guards is a problem, why
I don't-
have guards?
What do you?
Just don't have guards. Gun turrets.
you
You can't
sorry?
disarm bullets.
I don't understand. Assassin's Creed is a perfect franchise. Yep.
I almost hope that there is a sequel for this film, just because I want to watch another train wreck. I will gladly pay for a second train wreck, just because I want to see how they like fix this mess. Who knows?
Okay,
It could be
here's-
amazing. It could be the classic Assassin's Creed 2, and it's amazing.
As we all know, sequels are always better than the ones that come before.
Oh
them.
yeah. I mean, that's a Ubisoft
I-
thing, though, right? The sequel's always better. Like the first
mean,
the first Ubisoft game for every
yeah.
franchise is horrible, and the second one's always amazing. For literally
Except
all of their games.
For
Literally
no, you're
all
right.
of their games.
Well, we haven't seen a sequel for The Division yet, so hard to say.
Yeah.
But I think the point of difference with this is that they had an opportunity to take the elements that they had. So in this case, that would be the puzzle pieces and the chess pieces of that structure. So let's say you have Michael Fassbender signed on somehow. I don't know. Did they,
Just a
how much
lot
did they
of
pay
money.
him?
Oh
like,
my god, so much.
5 million? I don't know. Like, it must or nothing because he thought it was like a good film. I don't know. It's got to be one
Maybe
or the
he's
other.
just a big old Assassin's Creed fan. He's
So
just like,
instead
"Yeah,
of
I'll
what
do
you
it
should
for
do, which is
10,000." 3
Sorry,
years
that's
of filming
good
or
shit.
something ridiculous.
something ridiculous, yeah. So instead of that, and maybe what you do instead is instead of trying to make like the best, grandest Assassin's Creed film you possibly can, you pare down the concept and you do what the really good Assassin's Creed games did. So like think Assassin's Creed 2, think Brotherhood, think Unity. Think 4. And you pare it down into a single concise idea that is the thrust of the thing you're making.
Yeah.
So in Assassin's Creed 2, it's an open world renaissance where you are this like amazingly
Like, the
talented
best
assassin
character
warrior.
in, like the entire series as well.
Yeah. Well, that's not true. Edward's in the games. And then don't fight me on that. I will. This is like that's like a whole podcast by itself.
Yeah.
And then you've got Brotherhood, which is like okay, the evolution of that idea. So then what happens if you take that insanely skilled warrior and put him in the heart of the Templar conspiracy? And then 4, which is okay, well, what if you
Pirates.
had to pirates, and that's a great
always
concept,
good.
right? But
Yeah.
it's always a core idea. It's like how does a person who's always worked for himself and his own wealth integrate with the code that the assassins have built that's about helping and saving other people?
Right.
Although those are pretty simple ideas that function pretty well. But this film doesn't have
Doesn't
a
have any of
central
it.
controlling idea.
Yeah.
It just doesn't exist. And whether or not it was in there and they got rid of it through like writer's room, like, you know, and there's like too many cooks in the kitchen or whatever. I don't know what the case was, but there's no central theme in this and there's no controlling idea. So the only thing you get is Michael Fassbender maybe being crazy for a bit, but then probably not being crazy.
I think it was
and then escaping.
Like, Ubisoft just gave them a checklist, and it's like, must have Animus, must have Fassbender, must have must have Leap of Faith, must have sword fighting, have fun, and they were like, okay, we'll just do all of those 4 things in every scene. So
Must have Spain.
Like, so every scene is like sword
it is Spain,
fight,
right? I've said that like a few times. Is it
it is
Spain?
Spain.
It's the Spanish
It is
Inquisition,
Spain,
right?
Yeah, Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, you're right. It is Spain. But they were like, oh, just put all of those 4 things into every scene. Every now and then we can make Fassbender a little crazy, but apart from that, Assassin's Creed film. It's got the Animus.
Yeah, it just seems like there was a real opportunity for them to. I don't know.
I mean, I disagree. I don't think there was any opportunity at all. I think it was doomed from the start.
But why? Like,
because it's a video game film. They don't work.
But it. Yeah, but it doesn't have to be. That's the thing. It doesn't have to be a video game film. That's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
You shouldn't make like.
Yeah, it's usually
really good
adaptations.
adaptations.
Video game films don't work because they're from video games. They don't work because the way they're made, and they're made certain ways because they're video games.
If you wanted to make a film based on Halo, you could do it, and it could work well. And
you just kind of look at the novels instead.
The novels are amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, there is a good Halo film, and it's quite good. The reason it's good is because they went, oh, okay, what are the elements of the video games? Cool.
Wait, there's a
How
Halo
would we
film?
make a film?
Or is that still
there's
happening?
a few. It's on Netflix.
Oh.
You kidding me?
I've
Halo
never seen
Forward
it.
Unto Dawn. It's quite good.
Oh. Isn't that the
yeah.
Is that the short or is that the
No, it's a film. It's like an hour and a half. And
is
then
it
there's
live
one
action or is it animated?
Yeah, it's live action.
Huh. I'm gonna have to watch it. I know there was like
Pretty good.
those animated.
It's on Netflix.
They got like those animators to do all the animated ones, and those were ridiculous.
Those ones are interesting.
Yeah.
They were pretty crazy.
Yeah.
The other thing too is there's that one, and then there was a series of TV live action stuff they did before Halo 5, I want to say. That is actually amazing.
Yeah.
It's like Halo Black
I think it was
Light,
Halo-
or Black Lamp or something. I don't know.
I thought it was 4.
Something like that.
Either way.
Yeah, I can't remember.
One
But they're
of them.
fucking good. And because they're like ground level Marines in like a shopping mall trying to take out some brutes. It's pretty good. Anyway, yeah. So you can do it right, but most people don't because they miss the point of the game, right? So they're
Sure.
like, oh, well, Assassin's Creed is good because it has dudes in robes,
About
animuses,
stabbing things.
knives, and swords, right? That's not why Assassin's Creed is good.
No.
Assassin's Creed is good because you've got some great settings and some interesting characters, and it's the conflict between how do you balance trying to give people freedom while at the same time giving them boundaries that keeps everyone safe. Because if the assassins got their way, everyone would kill everyone and it would be fucking anarchy. But if the Templars get their way, no one has freedom and everyone is a mindless drone. It's like 1984, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the balance there that makes the most sense? And that's why the series is interesting, is because that struggle is what each character goes through, right? You've got, like, Edward Kenway, who starts off as being like, freedom for everyone, do whatever you want, no worries. And, you know, it ends up with, like, everyone he loves getting fucking nearly murdered or leaving him. And then when he goes the other direction, where he's like, we'll use this observatory to, like, observe the world and I'll make my fortune and it'll be fine because we'll stop people from killing each other, and that goes poorly too, and then you have to find the balancing point. So that's why this series is interesting, but instead of thinking that, they did the thing that you said, which was like swords and stabbing and hoods and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, I wanted this to be good. I think if there's any takeaway from this episode, it's go watch Shame. It's quite good.
Sure.
Because it's better than this fucking train wreck. Next week, Ben, we are talking about Iron Fist, so everyone
Oh, is that
tune
happening?
in for that.
Are you dialing
yeah, that's
it
like
in?
a little. I'm putting like a little stinger, a little like teaser,
Right.
little promo.
So after
situation.
this piece of shit episode, we can go and talk about some more average things.
Oh boy, can we ever?
Ugh.
But as always, Ben, it's that time of the week. Where can people and or animals find us?
Facebook,
Mhm.
Twitter,
Mhm.
Instagram. I think.
Mm-hmm. I haven't. It's still on my
YouTube,
to-do list. Yes. Oh, definitely.
MySpace.
No. Keep pitching. You know
Reddit.
that's not. Nope. Still no.
Twitter.
Still a soft no. Yeah, you've already said that.
Facebook.
Yep. You're actually just now repeating the list that you said from earlier. Look, we're on Patreon.
Oh yeah, Patreon.
Thanks as always to our top supporter of the moment, Jordan, champion, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend. No, I fucked it up. The man, the myth, the legend. I said the legend first.
You did the legend.
Look, cheers, Broseph. If you want to contribute, help us keep the lights on. Help us buy a boat so we can record in the same room during floods. Head to patreon.com/DCMworks. If you donate more than $3 a month, that's US dollars, so it's real money, you get access to our Patreon-only show, Open to Suggestion, where we generally make fun of each other. It's more about us than about art.
It's a good time.
It's just, you getting to know you, getting to know me, you could say.
Yeah.
That's a song. I don't know if you know that.
I did pick up on that.
Yeah,
That was
good.
a good reference.
Look, and thanks, man. And as always, Ben, we are brought to you by our favorite water-based company.
Oh yeah.
Prudent given Brisbane's current situation.
Yep.
DigitalOcean.
We're surrounded
our boys
by
over DigitalOcean.
the DigitalOcean.
We are.
And the
honestly, we
actual
can't
ocean.
escape.
we're
We can't
flooding.
escape the real ocean currently. But as always, they're a sponsor for this week. DCM.works/ocean. You just click the button there. You get $10 of credit on us. They're a great web.
A what host?
They're a web hosting service. I just thought I'd let that clear so that it was obvious.
Sure.
Because I feel like before I was trying to eat my own tongue. They're a web hosting service. They're really easy to use. They take 2 minutes. You can get a droplet set up in literally 2. I think their guarantee is 90 seconds, but the rep was like, just say 2 minutes because most people take 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You get a droplet set up in like 2 minutes. They're great. They're a great company. They have Australian-based servers, American-based servers. They're really easy to use. They're really friendly. They have great customer service. And we use them to host the podcast. And if I can use them, anyone can. That's the truth.
Yeah,
like,
because David
they make
is
it real fucking easy, which is... Look, I have trouble with basic adult stuff, so it's really great that they make it easy. So go check them out, dcm.works/ocean. You get $10 of credit on us. That's equivalent to about 2 months-ish of hosting. Helps you out, helps out the show. It's a good time. You know what I mean?
Yep. Good time.
Okay. I
All
feel
right.
like the hesitation there is not something I appreciate. I'll be honest.
Well,
But look, Ben,
oh
that
nice.
wasn't what I was going to end with. I
That's,
just had to burp.
no,
yeah,
it's a good way.
look,
No, we're gone. No,
yeah, it's not a
it's all right.
classic
See ya.
AFA episode.
Yep.
No, we have to do the thing where we end the episode. No, we're not done yet.
What?
I'm at DCM, I hate pie.
Oh, I'm at Little Citrus.
That's how we end the show.
Yeah,
Fuck.
well,
We'll see you guys next week. Well, no, just push through.
No.
It's fine.
just
No.
end it.
Fine, we're done. Goodbye. It was probably a song that reminded me of it. Or I'd done an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice.
Writing is definitely an isolating thing.
From an outside perspective, that's weird as
Makes
fuck.
us look really mental.
But that is
because of what it kind of said about art.
I had fun in bits. There were fun bits.
We went and bought a value pack of straps.
Oh my god, we did. There's a big lesson here to learn about storytelling.